in this golf bag, I have some of the best drivers of 2025, potentially even 2026. You see, through these head covers, I have some of the best low spin driver options that money can buy. Today we're going to decipher just which ones are our favourite. We're going to pick a top 3 low spin driver, and at the end of this video we're going to pick our dream driver. You may wonder why I'm talking about a group of us. That's because I have the man, the myth, the Martin. Gaz, how are you?
I'm looking forward to this one, mate.
So these are videos that I always absolutely love doing, and I've picked 7 of the best big name drivers of 2024. You can see the GT4 just poking its head behind there. So let's kick off with, what are your top 3? So I want you to go in order, so 3 to 2 to 1. But then at the end of this, just like I said, we're going to pick, in a dream scenario world, which driver would we use? Because I love the idea of a low spin driver. I've even been using one for most of this season. Am I good enough to use it? Maybe. Would you guys be good enough to use it? Guys, get in the comments below and let us know, if you could pick any driver from this setup, which one would it be and why? But Gaz, what's your 3rd favourite in this bag and why?
Ooh, God, that's a great question. I mean, obviously we're going to test them and that's going to give some real answers, but first impressions wise, 3rd favourite.
I mean, you've tested most of these anyway. I've tested all of these on the channel.
I'm going to go Wilson.
Okay.
Because the numbers on this that I've seen on this are incredible. I've not tested the LS version, but I think, you know, looks wise, it looks incredible. It's got a nice deep face, and I think down at the ball, the low spin sort of people in that market, they like to see something that's not closed. It sits very sort of square.
It's a gorgeous smaller head shape as well. It's like a teardrop head shape, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning.
Probably a 1 degree open, really, actually.
So one of the things I love about the Wilson as well is we have that movable weight system front to back. You can see at the moment we have a 12 gram weight in the back and a 6 gram weight in the front. That just shifts CG back, so it can still be a little bit more forgiving, even though it is obviously that low spin model. We do have that Power Core 360 face as well, so you can get a little bit more ball speed if you do miss the centre of the face. And by having that carbon sole and carbon crown, Wilson can really shift that discretionary weight wherever they want it. You can tell I've read up on all these, can't you?
You know a lot more than I do.
Right, guys, send us one with the Wilson then. Let's see. We're going to have to hit some shots here. We're going to see just how far we can get up this 10th fairway here at a gorgeous Woolley Park Golf Club. There's the man behind it all. So, Gaz, to you, how important is look, sound and feel when it comes to picking your top 3 drivers? Because a lot of people in the comments will not care about sound, feel and looks.
Yeah.
I think it's vital.
I think looks, certainly for me, I can't play anything that looks closed.
Yeah.
It's got to be a tad open, if anything.
Yeah.
And that's why LS market appeals to me. And that one does. It sits a fraction open, maybe 1 degree open.
I can't wait to see what you've got in at number 2 and number 1, if that's number 3, because that's a fantastic option as well.
It don't give me fear as well. I'm not looking at it thinking like it's too hard to hit.
Yeah.
It's still a nice sort of sized head, but I've only ever tested core version in this, so yeah, looking forward to it.
That's a lovely shot. Just up the right side, fading a touch.
Sound-wise, incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get a nicer sound than that.
Where was that on the face? You can see, the one thing with Wilson, you can always see where you've hit it from. You can see like a tiny bit out the toe.
Yeah, it felt a little bit, it felt all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so that's Gaz's number 3. I'm going to jump in with my number 3 now. I think that's a fantastic option. And it shows you the calibre of clubs that are actually in this bag. So for me, for number 3, a lot of people will know that I've been testing lots and lots of different drivers this year, especially when it comes to the low spin models. And I'm a huge fan of this bad boy. Now, for the TaylorMade QI35 driver, what I love about it is the adjustability. You can see that we do have a 3-way adjustable weight system here, so we can have it your way, have it a bit like a Burger King realistically. We also have carbon sole and carbon crown, just like we saw on that Wilson that Gaz picked as his number 3. And I like that, so I've got it in 10.5 degrees, and I find with TaylorMade's carbon face, I can launch it, but it still drops the spin massively. So if I hit you on here with this TaylorMade, I actually feel like, because it's got that carbon element to it, it'll launch nice and high, but if you watch the spin, look at that. So that's launched like really, really high. I've caught it bang smack out the middle of the face, but I can tell you now that's spinning at like 1900, 1950, maybe 2000. You can see where I've got that out of the face there. And I think they've done so well to get it to sound like a titanium driver, but have these looks. The one thing I would say is, I'm not a huge fan on the colour grading of this. I think they could have got it in a different colour. If you see the kind of my TaylorMade ones or the my QI35s, you can get them stealthed out in black, and I think they look absolutely gorgeous. But I know they have to change the colours every year, so they look totally different. But for me, with that speed pocket, with that twist face that they don't even etch on there anymore, because people just know that TaylorMade are the only brand with that kind of moved away toe and of course reduced heel to help you hit more fairways, I think it's a great option. There's some more fantastic clubs in that bag. Let's talk number 2 and number 1, and let's talk about our dream drivers if we were better golfers. Right guys, what is your number 2? By the way, Ping G440, my actual one's in the car. So that is the max head, but we are going to talk about the LS head as we go forward.
It's going to be Callaway.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the reason why it's not my number 1.
Yeah.
My reason why it's not the one, you mentioned in the last video, is because it's only got back to front sort of adjustable weighting.
Okay.
And I think if you're going to buy, well, if I were going to buy an LS driver, I'd like it to have more toe and heel weighting to fine tune it even more.
Yeah.
Personally. However, it's so highly rated for me, this one, because you were a bit like this as juniors, weren't we? We loved Callaway drivers.
Yeah.
They just perform year after year. And again, it's another fantastic looking head. When you put that down at the ball, it sits just a fraction open. There's not a lot going on.
I think for me, one thing that shocked me with the Elite range, the Paradigm AI Smoke range, and the Paradigm range for the Triple Diamond heads, because Triple Diamond always used to be tour only, didn't it?
Yeah.
It didn't used to be available to the masses. But you can hit like what feels like a low heely, low spin shot. You get down there and you're 10, 15 yards past your friends.
Yeah.
And I think that is the driver. I think they've done such a good job with that AI smart face. And of course, again, we're talking low spin drive, we're talking carbon crown, we're talking carbon sole. Oh yeah.
That's monster.
How good's that, by the way?
And you know what? That's, if you can get it going like that, without adjusting sort of toe and heel weighting,
Yeah.
then it goes straight in the bag, because that's perfect ball flight and sound, and you know, looks wise. You just know with Callaway product, it's going to last you, isn't it?
The funny thing here is as well, we haven't done this on purpose, we've picked a hole that's uphill into about a 20-mile-an-hour wind. So these drivers are really showing what they can do with that kind of low spin goodness. You know what, I mean, I loved the Paradigm AI Smoke Triple Diamond and the Paradigm. I don't think this feels or sounds as nice. I know that's been really, really picky, but nevertheless a fantastic offering from the guys at Callaway. We've got the 14 gram weight at the front there, so that's a proper low spin monster. For me, when it comes to what I think is the second best low spin driver of 2025, and it's actually not a new one, but it's the PXG 0311 Black Ops. So this is the Tour version. It's a smaller head. It's got that deeper face on it. You can see we have, again, carbon crown on the top there. We have a carbon sole element, and then we have the 3-way adjustable weight system, very similar to the TaylorMade. This was out before the TaylorMade as well, wasn't it? But I think being able to fine-tune something like this is worth its weight in gold. So PXG do fit in. I think PXG are the best club fittings in the world as a brand. I think unless you go to an independent fitter like an SGGT or someone like that, I think you're really going to struggle to find a better fit than the guys at PXG. So I know, especially the guys over in Scottsdale, Mike Nicolette and his team worked so hard to get this out there. And I think this is the first really good PXG driver. I think it's took them that long to get really, really good at it. It looks fantastic. It feels fantastic. And when I first tested the initial PXG Black Ops 0311, I thought it was great. I thought it was good. It was a little bit more elongated. It didn't have this, I'm going to call it an inertia generator, even though I can't call it that because that's a TaylorMade-ism, but it didn't have that. It was a little bit less pronounced. So now we have this Tour version that came slightly after it. I'm amazed more non-contracted Tour players aren't using this club, because I had this in the bag for ages. And I swap my clubs a lot. I hold my hands up. I'm a little bit of a tinkerer because we get to do this for a living. I hold no punches as to how lucky I am to get to test all these golf clubs. And I think if anyone was in our shoes, you would change your clubs a little bit more often because it's your hobby and it's what you like to do. Let's hit one with the PXG. To be honest, this could have quite easily been number one, quite easily. But you guys are going to know what's number one in that bag for me. So comment below if you think you've worked out what is my number one low spin driver. Right, but for the PXG, one of the things I absolutely loved about it was that sound. How good is that sound, Gaz?
That is nice.
That is absolutely frightening. Again, just peeling up the right side of that fairway, spinning probably around 2000. It's launched perfectly, and that is why for me, the PXG 0311 Black Ops Tour is my second best low spin driver of 2025. Right, Gary, the head covers are strewn all over the floor. We're running out of options. What is your number one low spin driver of 2025?
I don't mean to be a spoil spot here, but it's going to be the PXG.
Yeah?
I've had a fitting on this one and I were really struggling hitting the ball left.
Yeah.
And that's why I mentioned earlier about these changeable weights on the toe and the heel.
Yeah.
So not only did I manage to get a low spin head, but they fine-tuned it to put a lot of weight in that toe, lofted it down to open the face, and it like just completely revolutionised my drive. And I went from not being able to hit anything off the tee to sort of bombing the driver. So for me, this was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think for anybody that wants a low spin head and wants to be able to sort of manipulate ball flight, get it going right or get it going left to compensate against, you know, something that's... And also you can put it back to standard, can't you? It's so adjustable.
Yeah.
You know, you can always...
I even like the kind of white etching, you know, around the crown. I think it shows you what kind of surface area you've got to play with and how if you like that smaller, sleeker driver head, then it does it for you. I mean, for me, the big reason why I love that driver so much was the sound and the feel. It sounds so much better than anything else.
I'm always honest when I do reviews, and there'll be a lot of people that might not consider PXG because if you're basing it completely on looks, I probably won't go for this driver. I'd go for more Callaway, or I might go for potentially Titleist. But if you're talking about performance and something that you can adjust as you develop, you're just not going to beat this. And like you said, for custom fitting, other than master fitters, where can you go and get such an in-depth fitting on a driver?
No, you can't.
It's impossible. So yeah, if we're talking about performance, and that's all I really care about with a driver, this is definitely my number one. And that's why.
Look at that.
You're right. It sounds like the face is so trampoline-y. You get that feeling that it's really sucked the ball in and squeezed it out. It's a lovely sound.
Here's Gary's number one. What does everyone think my number one is in here? What do you think my number one is, Gaz?
I'd say probably Ping.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. So the reason why I don't have the LS driver with us today is because it's in the other car, because it's in my actual golf bag. So we have the Max version just to represent it. But one of the great things I love about this, I do wish it had more movable weights. So the LS does have that three-way adjustable tungsten on the back so you can put fade or draw. I think really I'd like to see those weights a little bit further forward in any LS model, but it does have kind of weight further forward and it still has that lovely carbon crown. I think Ping have smashed it with the whole G440 range, to be brutally honest. And what I love about the LS, and I will put this on screen now to show you, if I just showed you this down at the ball, you wouldn't be able to tell me if that was the LS or the Max. And I think that is absolutely brilliant because the LS still looks forgiving, still looks appealing down at the ball. So you don't have to be the world's best ball striker to worry about hitting that club. I'll hit you on anyway with the Max because I struggled for a little bit deciding what driver was going to go in my bag. I've used mini drivers, I've used all sorts of different drivers, but I thought, you know what? I want to be using an LS driver. I want that low spin element for when I'm really confident and try and send one. I also want the air of forgiveness. I think that's what Ping managed to do with the LS, and they did a really, really good job with it. So the Ping G440 LS is my number one.
Sure.
And you can see that, I mean, that's a great ball flight with the Max. I do think the LS does bring that ball flight down just a little bit, and it does drop that spin rate, as you can imagine it's supposed to. But we have said, what would your dream driver be? And while Gaz has got the camera, I'm going to talk you through. I wanted to give this driver extra special mention because I wish more brands would offer something like this. I am not good enough to use this driver. It pains me to say that, but you have to be honest. And the Titleist GT4 would be my dream driver to use if I was better at golf. So much so, I even thought about just putting it in the bag anyway and actually practicing and really working on my game, going for lessons, trying to get the sternum back, trying to get my launch angles right, just to use this driver. You can see we have adjustable weighting in the GT4 as well, so you can really make this a proper low spin monster. It's a tiny head, it's a lovely deep face, it's got Titleist extra special crown on there, which isn't carbon, it's like a thermo, I'll put it on screen, it's a big word, thermo something. It feels and sounds amazing, and this is where I smash this up the middle of the fairway and then commit to having it in the bag. Now, you have got to be very, very good to use this, but if you are very, very good, you should definitely consider the Titleist GT4 as your dream driver. But Gary, we've gone through the top three. What's your dream club if you could have any low spin driver?
Probably PXG.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie. At the minute, or maybe TSI 3, could you class? Sorry, not TSI.
GT3.
GT3. I'm
Yeah,
4 years ago.
You could call that a low spinner. I just think that the GT4 does like everything apart from the forgiveness, doesn't it?
I mean, you cannot beat the looks, you know, of a Titleist driver, can you?
No.
If you're grading it on looks,
I was always a Titleist guy growing up, but guys, they are our top 3 low spin drivers and dream drivers of 2025. If you've enjoyed that, please do hit that subscribe button below. Go and check out Gaz's channel for some fantastic content, and apart from that, we'll see you all at the same time tomorrow.
Cheers, guys. Bye.